When society first collapsed, I didn't know what to do with myself. I had a huge collection of physical media and a burner, so I started making copies of movies and albums for anyone who wanted it.
Yo, did they make a sequel to The Mask?
Yes. And I'm going to put it in here, but I'm also going to include The Truman Show and Liar Liar. Please check those out. I was also in charge of the programming for movie night. If you came early, I would talk a bit about how they made the movie and just any trivia that I could remember. Yeah, I found a lot of support from the community. People bring me blank CDs and DVDs and even pieces of media they find.
Was Shrek the Halls on your wanted list?
You, my dear, are an angel. I cannot thank you enough. I have...
When society collapsed, Cloud Anther knew what they wanted to do. They took to the skies on their ultralight and started to explore. What? They want me to trade them a Psyduck? They have Psyduck in their version. I mean, sure though. I don't think they ever wanted to deliver mail, but they never say no. What they really wanted to do was make a map for everyone, even if they are tracing over existing maps. The batteries constantly need recharging, but I think they enjoy the pace it creates. In the colder months, they get cozy with their fan family in an old Victorian B&B up in the mountains. Their favourite part? Each room has a private bathroom. But when the skies are clear again, off they go. When society collapsed, Farmer Daniel and Lady Gigantosaurus Rex, with the help of volunteers, grew as many potatoes as they could, as well as garlic, rosemary, and sunflowers for oil, all to feed the Thunder Bar. Cooking takes center stage at the communal eatery for all, where there would always be at least fries on the menu. The meals would change when others donated ingredients. Leeks and other vegetables, soup. Add tomato, flour and eggs, gnocchi and tomato sauce. Just carrots? Marinate them and grill them to make bangers and mash. Zucchini, peppers, eggplant, ratatouille. Which also includes the lady putting on her rat hat and doing a performance while cooking. But when there's been an incident and people are in need, they can fire up the vegetable oil engine and hit the road. To cook meals for those who need it, and to always leave some potatoes. When society collapsed, Duck Girl emerged. You'll find her in the flooded city, with a twack of varying sizes and species. You can talk to her, but no one has ever heard her speak. Great for directions though. There's other animal dudes out there. You got Sir Froggington, Lizard Wizard, the Dog Dude. He's extremely sociable though. She has a couple of nests around the place. Please leave them if you find one while scavenging. The ducks have kept a lot of pests out of the area, and it has caused more people to settle nearby, like at the solar tower, where they never disturb the ducks. When society collapsed, the librarians didn't. They knew what information people were looking for. So, with whatever resources were available, they started making manuals. With accurate citations. First aid and hygiene, water purification, gardening, foraging and herbalism, trapping and fishing, home heating. Then, as time passed, tool library, classes, notice board, seed cache, and sometimes hot tea. It became a real local hub for the community, and people usually respected the space, at least more than most buildings. Anne had a particularly green thumb, so she started growing a bunch of mango seedlings early, so they will be sooner ready to sprout and be part of a survival garden starter packs, which also includes seedlings or seeds for berry bushes, herbs including medicinal, cooking, and pollinator attractors, ground cover like strawberries and clover, and flowers that can return nitrogen to the soil. She gave them away to anyone, but also planted them when going on book scavenging trips. So if you need information, just head towards where the mango trees get denser, and you'll find the librarians. When society collapsed, Bob lived. When society collapsed, surviving came naturally to Lewis, but he missed something important. Friday night card tournaments. Collections were destroyed in the decline, so to make it easier he created his own complicated game, Lane It. It used cards from different games, with playing cards acting as the mana. People disagreed on his rules however, so variations were created. Like the Dog Dude, who has a rule that dogs cannot die. Or Lady Gigantosaurus Rex would incorporate physical challenges into the game. It felt like they wanted you to like their version more than winning. And they gave you a token if you won. The only universal rule was that the winner got to take a card from the loser's deck, which you might keep safe until you verse that person again. Or maybe it reminds you of them when the card is played. Or maybe someone is attempting to quarantine every counterspell in existence. Regardless, it's usually a good icebreaker in your travels. And if you collected enough tokens, you might be ready to take on Lewis himself. When society collapsed, there were rumors. Alien invasions, automations, mutations. Always a secondhand story though. Never saw any evidence out there. Radiation was a concern, but most nuclear plants have a safety protocol for shutdowns. Some are still even being maintained out there, which creates other rumors. Old, new, and secret governments. At least I've met many people claiming to be president to make you wonder about those ones. Some places still believed in money, which means money has value to all of us. Sure, because of demand they are selling bread for 10k, but if you find some cash while exploring, you might as well grab it. It's light enough if you stick to only notes. But it's hard to know what is happening on the horizon. There's a lot of death out there. Toppled cities, empty streets. Always feels like more people are leaving looking for someone than people arriving. Closure is rare out here. I think that's why front yard graves became popular. Makes it easy on anyone looking for you. You know, the gift of closure. Everyone's a raider once, which people interpret differently. It could mean that you haven't hit the right level of desperation yet, for yourself or others. Might mean you don't allow raiders a second chance, passively or aggressively. Maybe it's that no one stays a raider for long, by choice or not. It is the most dangerous profession out there. It reminds me how entropy touches everything out here, including your drive to hurt someone for a meal. But also the drive to hurt someone to just protect a meal. But some things are immune to entropy. When society collapsed, there were raiders. A common phrase was passed around. When society collapsed, there is one temptation you can never escape. The horizon. Everyone you ever met, everyone you ever loved, or maybe somewhere better, it's right over there. Bicycles are pretty common now, but you'll find people on horseback, modified diesel engines, the rare electric car that doesn't need an internet connection to work, and even caravans of people sticking together for safety. Though I've never found one that doesn't have some sort of cult-like symptoms. And it's not likely you'll find something better. There's failed infrastructure, burnt cities, emptiness, a lot of death, and so many weirdos. The social conventions disappeared with the society they belong to. Regardless, it always feels like there are more people leaving than arriving. So even if you find somewhere comfortable, when society collapsed, we stayed close to the river. That thing was our lifeblood and we were anxious to travel far from it. So when it slowed down, we got scared. But when it stopped completely, I had to see why. If what people are saying is true, we'll find out what happened to the dam, but also how this all started. even though most evidence points to ancient giants. Maybe aliens.